Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your April 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to reaffirm to the cards on the left, it's the energy, and the cards on the right, it's the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Six of Arrows. So this is actually Aquarius energy here. And it could just be saying for some of you might have been doing some healing. Or now for some of you it could be directly related to this connection. But for others of you it actually just might be an unrelated thing that you guys were going through a healing process with. And that could have been the energy you guys were in when you actually crossed paths with this person. Past energy on their side, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is actually Virgo energy here. And usually the Nine of Pentacles in most tarot decks points to a very single, independent type of energy. And if we look at the artwork here, what always stands out to me is a couple things. One, we see that fire in the background, which to me represents the passion. And then we see how he's using some scissors to cut a strand of her hair. So the impression I get with that is someone who, wants a part of you, right, but not all of you. So I feel like this is saying that they could have been given off a bit of a non-committal vibe, right? So let's just say, for example, they wanted to keep something more casual, like a friends with benefits, right? So they didn't want to necessarily commit to you, but at the same time, they wanted to keep a part of you. All right, in the present position on your side, we have the 10 of Arrows. So this is actually Gemini energy here. And for some of you, what this could just be saying is maybe you guys actually let them know what's on your mind, right? So for some of you seeing that Six of Arrows after we talked about this card here, it's possible that that might have been why you created a little bit of distance, right? To see, like maybe that rubbed you the wrong way, right? Maybe you're looking for something a little bit more stable compared to them looking for something more casual. So I feel like this is saying that for some of you might have really just racked your brain around what to do, right? And I feel like this is saying in the present you might actually be coming forward and communicating to this person around the situation. All right. In the present position on their side, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is Capricorn energy. And now we see some similarities as far as we see the fire in the background there, right? But now if we look at his body language, he looks a lot more reserved with his approach, right? So for some of you, it could be as simple as that, where maybe you set boundaries with this person, right? And let them know that, hey, I'm going to need you to put an effort towards something more stable, right? So like I said, maybe it was fine at one point for you guys to have a more casual thing, but maybe you're looking for them to step up, and to this point they haven't done so. So you just might have set some boundaries with them as far as, you're looking for something more serious and they need to step up for that. If that's the case, it looks like they still might be a little closed off. It looks like the interest is still there for sure, but they just might, be trying to feel out if they can be more stable in the connection. All right, future energy on your side, we have Illusion. So this is actually the equivalent of the Moon card in traditional tarot, and some people actually say that Pisces is ruled by that card, but yeah, what I see with this could just be saying a couple different things. For some of you, it could just be one of those things where you establish those boundaries, like I said, but you're still not quite sure if they're getting it, right? So that could be one way I'm seeing it, where like, okay, I let them know the deal, but are they actually grasping it? Are they taking action around it or what, right? So that could be one of those situations where you're still trying to feel out, okay, is this connection going to work or not? Try to see what else comes to mind with this. For some of you, I do have to point out too that at the very end of April, there's going to be a new moon eclipse in Taurus, which is your third house communication. So that could be a timeline for some of you where if you're looking for clarity, that might be a good time to get it at the end of the month. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Strength card. So Leo energy here. Now, in some cards, this is even referred to as the Lust card. So for some of you, this could be them making more of an effort, right? So like I said, if you felt like they were really just in the connection for more of the physical, this could be them trying to actually tame that side of themselves and try to be there in a more stable sense for you guys. Let me see what else comes to mind with this. Well, for others of you, it could be them trying to get you to open up a little bit more as well, right? So it could go either way there. For some of you, I do feel, I would say maybe 65% of you, I feel like it might actually be that they're trying to put in more of an effort, right? To where you don't feel like they're constantly just coming to the connection looking for one thing. All right, well, I actually picked up two cards, but first card we had from the bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Cups. So this is a Pisces energy here. And usually this makes me think of someone, if we think of the Ten of Cups, for example, we always see that rainbow with the cups in it. And here we see a similar feature with the artwork here. And then we see that single cup by itself. So this could just be saying that that's the page some of you are on, right? Where you're like, okay, I'm going to go after my own happiness. And like I said, for some of you, that could have been as simple as speaking out and letting someone know, like, hey, these are my boundaries, right? These are my expectations. And just being a little bit more firm with that. And since this card was trying to come up too, I will say we have the Four of Staves beneath that too. So for some of you, toward the end of the Aries season, you might actually see some improvement around the connection. So let's say between the 10th and 20th of April, give or take a couple days on either side. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Ace of Chalices. So yeah, this could be some of them now finally becoming aware, right? Like I said, for some of you, it definitely looked like at the very least in the past they were into it for just more of like a friends with benefits type thing. But with this Ace of Chalices here, I feel like when you guys do set those boundaries, that actually might awaken them a little bit and come to the realization that, okay, it actually can be more than that. And beneath that, we actually see the Chariot on their side too. So yeah. Looks like it was probably a necessary thing for you to establish those boundaries with this person, but it looks like it will work out in a positive way. So that's the good thing there. All right. So next we'll move on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Aquamoonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. What I'm going to be looking for is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle pull out on anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull cards that way, but we'll see what we get. All right, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck. And next we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and this one doesn't want to go back in the deck. All right, so let's see what we have on your side. Okay, we have Gesture. I'm going to come sweep you away. Now, to be fair, I have to say I don't really see that energy coming from your side at all. Maybe in the past that could have been what you guys were doing, what coming in with that Six of Arrows energy, and then you might have been a bit taken aback by how they were just more interested in the physical side. But yeah, aside from that, I don't really see you guys coming on with something like that. Just more of, like I said, it seems more like you guys are setting boundaries with this person if you feel like they're only into it for one thing. And all right, on their side, we have in the very near future. So yeah, to me, this says that, like I said, after you guys do establish those boundaries, it might take them a little bit of time before, like I said, here it looks like the way I see it for most of you is this would be them actually putting in that effort to actually tame their libido a little bit, right? And be like, okay, yes, let me jump into the connection, covering more things, right, as opposed to just focus on the physical. And then, like I said, we do see the Ace of Chalices energy there too. So yeah, looks like they will be able to get more in that direction, but it might take a little bit of patience. All right, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. All right, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck. So let's see what you guys got. All right, we have TikTok. There's the artwork, and the number is 30. Someone else got this as well. It might even been Cancer, possibly. And don't quote me on that. But yeah, someone definitely got that this month. But yeah, could just be in general, maybe with we finally have those retrograde energies clearing and everything. So could just be saying that for a lot of people. It might have been bad timing in the past, and now we'll be moving into more of a positive direction around relationships. But yeah, let's see what it says. It says timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. The Oracle's message: when humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, and knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. And the relationship message says love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart, in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it does look like you guys will set boundaries with this person, but I don't see it coming on like too heavily in any way. But yeah, what I did say is for some of you, it looks like you just might have to be a little bit patient with them as far as I see them actually making an honest effort, but it just might take them a little while to get there. So, hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.